What's up, everyone? Welcome to Barstool Breakdown. Today is Saturday, December 2nd, and we got a great show for you today. We're back with interviews. We got an awesome interview with the number one goalie of the Yak and the number one goalie of the Olympics coming up. That's Jake Malesek. So let's have a good show today. We got the Barstool Beast, we got the Barstool Least, the Beef of the Week, the Comment of the Week. We'll do the dozen. Let's get it.
Get sturdy as fuck.
This is it.
I should be over all the butterflies, but I'm into you. And baby, even on the worst nights, I'm into you.
All right, welcome to Barstool Breakdown. I'm Frankie here with my co-host Jonathan. How we doing, brother?
Wonderful, wonderful. A fantastic week in Barstool until the news we received today. So we might as well just hop right into it. Surviving Barstool has been phenomenal from day one to day three. Fucking off the charts. Some of the best, if not the best content they've produced. I know it takes me back to like when we were talking Most Dangerous Game, and how good that was like produced. But this, the shots you're getting when you get like Jersey Jerry saying like the game runs through me and all that shit, like you're getting like legendary moments out of this. But then, yeah, the news that we got today is like, what the fuck, YouTube?
Yeah, that's just, it reminds me of the awards. Once again, we're right back at that same thing where we got the people on Twitter bitching. And the funny part is I'm on the side of the people. Like, I'm a cheap ass. So I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to pay $10 for this shit. And then I go through the last 3 episodes. Would I have paid $10 to watch that? You
I'd have paid
bet your
10 each.
fucking ass I would, dude. Are you fucking kidding me? That was the best thing I've ever watched come out of Barstool ever. I'm just going to say it. The editing, phenomenal. I said it this during Stewie Wednesday yesterday. Best editing I've seen. I don't care if they spent more money on the other shows and whatever. This editing, phenomenal so far. The content, phenomenal so far. Anybody that you thought might be like, I remember people saying this when we were talking about Stewie Wednesday back in the day. They're like, yeah, Nate, like, what's he going to bring to the table? Or like, Jerry's an idiot and, Rico's just a hothead, whatever. All of those guys have had fucking epic moments. Epic moments.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking great. Just, like you said, from day one, day one was a fucking shocker through and through. First, Big Cat and Che picking teams. I got a bone to pick with Che, the way he introduced himself. He said, Che, former VP of football operations. That's a big title. It's like, dude, come on, don't suck your own dick that much. And it's like, was it really that big of a title? Like, what did you do for?
Oh, I thought he said that's a fake title.
No, he said that's a big title. Like,
oh, I thought he said, oh, what the fuck?
He said
I thought he said that's a fake title, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a big title. And like, what?
Oh man,
yeah. It was funny that Nate was the last pick in that first episode. That cracked me up. And then, there's so many moments. Dude, like in the first episode,
the Che part, like they talked about it when Dave's like, "What do you think of your team?" and he's like, "The Bucks." He's like,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
Steven, we're playing a fucking game, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, just such a perfect Che moment. It was awesome.
He was Che brain. They were watching football, which ended up being someone's downfall at the end of that episode. But that you had like Big Cat trying to give Jersey Jerry the fake idol in that first episode, and then
yeah, the hairspray.
You had Rico letting the dog out early, bro. Like that first episode had me hooked. Like I was at work and we had just finished up setting my office up because like we turned basically the old storeroom into the office. I was posting videos on Twitter from there earlier this week, but I was going into the office at 8:00 on the dot to make sure I was watching that shit as it came out because I didn't want to get spoiled by the spoilers, because Viva's, tweeting out clips and, everyone in the group chat's going crazy. So you got to be on time with that shit. Just like when we had Stewie Wednesday yesterday, when Neil was like, if you haven't watched all 3 episodes, don't come in here. Because
I swear to God,
it is that polarizing of content that you have to keep up and you have to watch it. It's so fucking good.
The first episode, I told my wife, I was like, hey, I'll put, I was like, I'll put my son down because like usually I can like just throw something on the phone and like put it behind his head and just kind of, rub his head and go to sleep, whatever. And I watched some, Barstool stuff. I couldn't watch it on my phone, bro. It was like I had to mute the chat, and then Viva was tweeting something out every 2 seconds, and I was like, fuck, I couldn't even watch it. So last night I told my wife, I said, hey, 8:00, I'm going on the couch, and I'm putting this on the TV. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm going to watch this whole thing. And, dude,
I had to turn
I
off
mean, it's just
notifications for
unbelievable.
Viva this week. I had to turn off
Yeah.
notifications for
Yeah,
Viva this week
this is
because
crazy.
it was like it was ahead of me. I would have to pause it, go out, change a keg or something, and then I'd
Yep.
come back to the office. But it's like fuck. Like when I come back, I'd have 3 notifications. Be like, oh shit, you see this from Jerry? It's like, no, I didn't, motherfuckers. Stop it.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah, I was getting spoiled. And that's kind of why like Big Cat said on the yak, like he's like, I'm not gonna talk about it on this show because like I understand people have different schedules and shit like that. Which I think is kind of the right thing to
Right.
do. Like talk about it on next week or not
Agreed.
next week, but when the show's over. But yeah, the first
Well, I think
episode was
Barstool
fucking
Radio is a good show to
right.
talk about, surviving Barstool, and then, like, on the
Right.
Yak and shit, like, you just let it go. Because sometimes, like me especially, like, I used to just catch up on shows, and then, they'd go to the Yak, and they'd start talking about stuff, and I'm like, "Shit, I didn't catch that yet." So, that's why I was like, "I am set at 8 o'clock. I am watching this stuff." Bang,
Yeah.
that's it. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but then you got let's see. So like I said, the first episode had me fucking hooked from the get. Like it was so good. And then the second episode, you get, the big PFT wiping the board. You got
It was unbelievable.
Jersey Jerry getting the game. You know what? I mean, you were saying it last night that it upset you, but I whatever. Jeff D. Lowe set the game up in a way with a bunch of, fucking crazy barstool personalities to where like you can't be like everything goes and not expect them to do that. Like that's how the game is set
No,
up.
so
PFT took advantage of it, and I mean it is what it's a dirtbag move. I completely agree. It's a dirtbag move. Shouldn't have been done. That's what he posted a video to Twitter saying like, like at first I was gonna just douse it in it, and then I was like, you know what? No one's gonna see it. Not gonna be funny. So I woke up later. I got a cameraman, and I just sprayed and wiped it real quick. That way, at least like
yeah, he's a
people would get the
content
joke, get the
factory.
bit right. Yeah. So and that makes it that much more fucking funny that they won the challenge, and then you get
Yeah,
Nate and Kirk.
so
Without any of
I'm
that,
gonna
Nate and Kirk don't have that.
No, for sure, and so, like, that caused for, like, unbelievable TV, that was one of the best clips that you could possibly get was, like, when they all found out, and then even afterwards when Feidelberg found out, like, it was unbelievable, but my issue with it, and this is why I'm happy to have this format where I could just talk and no one could, talk over me like yesterday at Silly
That I
Wednesday,
lost.
but my issue is yeah. Well, it wasn't just him too, but yes, it was definitely him. But my issue is you got $100,000 on the line, right? My other issue is if that's not Nate that gets voted out that night, how much protesting is there? How much of this show stops because Dave got voted out and he's like, no, this fucking game is under protest, da, 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 or anybody else. So I get it. All is fair game. I said it yesterday on Steely Wednesday. I think that is a fucking epic move. If you don't get caught, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's how I've always been, dude. That's it. I'm with it. I thought that was a great move. I don't even think it was a dirtbag move. I think it was a fucking strategic, amazing move. My issue was the fact that Jeff D. Lowe and the producers did not change the game. Now, he went on
Oh,
he went on Barstool Radio today saying it's expensive. They were set up. It's a lot of time, whatever. They did multiple games in the day. Fight said that. They all have said this. They've done multiple games in the day. Switch the fucking game. Make sure that the tape game is the next game after or whatever. Or you got to know that there's fucking something on the wall and take it off. He did say that they would have sanded it down or done whatever, but that's the only thing I didn't like about it because it was almost like a 0% chance that the the stool team had a chance to win, which I don't think that was fair. That's the only gripe I had. But everything else I thought was perfect.
So I get it because they were able to like YouTube and like see like how to duct tape someone, and they put Tommy up on the crucifix like Jesus Christ. But I mean, without
Fine with
like
that.
without like them stealing the show, you don't have that legendary line from Jersey Jerry going, "The game runs through me." Like you don't have Dave.
That's why I'm fine with all this.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
it,
all of
it
it.
all
That's why I'm
made
fine
for
with all that. I
great
just thought they
fucking-
had to do a little switch.
Yeah, you like
Like
yeah, I
even
know.
KFC said it today on radio. If they said, "Hey, we're gonna switch walls," whatever, because PFT did that, like it would have just been so funny, but it would have still pissed me off because it's like, no, that doesn't work. I just wanted it to be fair in the sense of they could tape. I thought it was fine that they had that advantage where they knew how to tape with the crucifix thing and tape around the butt and all that. All's fair and well when you steal the game. But when you fuck with the other team's board to the point where they literally can't tape anything. Like, I don't know. I thought it was just crazy that they didn't do anything about it. But hey,
There's a
that's
hundred
Barstool.
grand on the line, and yeah, that's the Barstool difference. And other shows they might fix that, they might do whatever, but that's the Barstool difference that we all love, and why we're stoolies, and why we have this fucking show is because these guys are nuts. They're nut jobs. They're gonna do this dumb shit that we'll all sit here and argue about on Wednesday nights, but then we'll go back and be like, damn, that was a good fucking prank by PFT. What
Oh
a way
yeah.
to get it dub for his team. Like it. At the end of the day, like he's a legend for it, and it worked. It worked. They've won, 2 straight, 3 straight
I mean,
challenges. So
other people are going to be stealing toothbrushes and tennis shoes. So it's
yeah,
like,
see, I don't think anyone else is gonna do that. I think there's only one guy on the team that's like, I might get voted out tonight. Let me
I
hide these
fucking love
fucking
him, dude.
toothbrushes. No, yeah, he's
I'm
because
just
he's that
I
crazy. He's got
any
that
little
crazy ass
mental
brain.
thing. Yeah, because in his head, he's like, guess what? If someone stole my toothbrush, I'd fucking lose my fucking mind right now. So I'm gonna take these toothbrushes. Like that's what made me laugh. It's just like I was just in Rico's head thinking like, I'm with it, dude. I see what you're saying. I see it. But then of course
Yeah,
PFT and Dave are just like, I
and
don't like this is
I have
crazy,
it in
pal.
here. I have it in here in my notes. There's 2 people I don't feel bad for. Producer Rob, don't feel bad. Don't walk around with that shit in your back pocket right after the game got found by the other guys. And then of course, Kirk Minahan's gonna steal it from you, bro. Anyone should have stole it from you. Have you seen any papers in that guy's pocket? Take them, because Jersey Jerry's already got the advantage. That's a brilliant move by Kirk. And he's like, "Are you serious?" Like, "Yeah, I'm fucking serious. Get out of my face." Like, he's already got the game. Now I do too. And I also don't feel bad for Nate. Because he was just the whole fucking time bitching and whining. I was like, once they
How
voted
can you
him
ever
out,
feel bad for Nate?
right? Yeah, once they voted him out, I was all right, cool, whatever. And then he had his little rant on Barstool Radio the next day to whoever the fucking caller was, and he felt like he was the dog, but he
He
wasn't even
just
saying that.
fully turns into Latina woman every time he starts
Yeah,
yelling.
he just started
Stupid.
screaming.
He's just
Yeah, right.
immediately. He's like, what
Well,
the fuck is going on?
don't feel bad for Rob. Don't feel bad for Nate. I mean, it's just it's part of the game. They played the game and they lost. They lost the game. And I mean, Rob should get voted out. They should have voted the producer Rob out, but I guess he's behind the scenes. Um, but yeah, it's for those like first 2 episodes was amazing. And then if I I'll roll right into what I have for the third. Jerry's got an idol. Hasn't come to play yet,
Yeah.
but he has the idol, and they open up the episode with that. I thought it was fucking hilarious that they got Jeff a cake, and Kirk was like, "Oh, we're just doing bits now," and it's a fucking
Yeah.
bit show. And then Hank gets taken out. PMT came in as top dogs, and they're not letting him stick together, and he's out of there. Which fine with me. Hank tried to turn it by saying Kirk threw the challenge, which maybe like deep dark cuts. Maybe he does. Maybe we found out later in the game that he does, but no, I don't think. I think Kirk's too big of a competitor to actually throw a game. But yeah, Jerry finding the idol, that's gonna
So,
be huge later down the line.
so I said this on Stoolie Wednesday, and I'll agree with you right there though too. That Jerry part, finding the idol, unbelievable, perfect editing again. It was so great. That's where again Lawson said this on Stoolie Wednesday. He was like, Jerry's got more shit. He just showed them the games. He didn't show them everything. I love Jerry, but I don't think he's smart enough to realize in the moment, like, oh, I should keep this for myself. Don't show this to my team. So I think he showed them everything. But tinfoil hat, I love wearing it right now. It's amazing doing this stuff in Barstool. I love wearing the tinfoil hat. How'd Jerry find that idol so quick? How'd he find that thing in the bottom of a plant that was sticking out a little bit? Like maybe he does have all the plants where the idols are. I don't think so, but that would be pretty
No,
fucking awesome.
yeah,
Putting some more tinfoil. I was just getting it set. I was just wanting to get, now I'm gonna really
yeah, no. He said the
do the
plant was
KFC and I'm gonna
disheveled. Plus,
tighten it up.
there's
I'm
there's
gonna
been
tighten it
two
though. Wait.
there's been 2 guys, maybe 3, that have been looking all fucking day, and it's Tommy, Jerry, and like Hank. Hank was looking, while he was there. KFC is always on the hunt for one, but like Jersey Jerry is probably like put in the most time so far looking for idols. If you see a disheveled plant, like he said, with that, like the leaf hanging down, all that shit, it looks like it's been moved around. Like I'd check it too. I don't
Yeah, I
think
just
it.
thought it was a good
Yeah,
little theory. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought that
yeah,
was a
something to
little,
bring up, something to
nice
talk
little
about.
tinfoil hat. But
Right.
I think the biggest tinfoil hat was, did Kirk throw the challenge? Now, I'll say it again. I'll say it now, recorded live on YouTube. Wait, pushed out
Recorded,
to YouTube
produced on
for
YouTube.
everybody
Yeah.
to see, and it'll be on there forever. I do not think Kirk threw the challenge at all. I think there is a 0.01% chance that he did. Now, this is where I was giving the little devil's advocate, playing the fact that maybe Kirk is a very competitive person. Obviously, he is. But maybe he's like, hey, Dave, I'm going to throw this fucking challenge. I'm going to get Hank out of there. I know that you guys don't want the PMT guys in there. Let's get Hank out. You throw this challenge, whatever, and whatever. That's the only way I think this could be possible.
Well, no,
In my
I don't.
opinion, Kirk was freaked out. He was claustrophobic. He didn't want to wear the goggles. He was freaking out. He didn't know how to tell them what to do, whatever, and he just fucked up the game. That's what I think. But there is that
Yeah.
possibility because holy shit, he was bad.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he wasn't directing at all. There was I forget who there was a clip of him like in no, it was White Boy Rick, who's congrats White Boy Rick, hired by Barstool
Yeah.
again, full-time social.
Hell yeah.
He put out the thing. He was like Kirk trying to explain how to, move the pieces around. It was a future clip. He was like, you got to go this way, that way, this way, that way, like it complete nonsense. But yeah, I could see like that theory was like he wanted to get Hank out that bad, like get ahead of time. I don't think he would have like brought it up to Dave because Hank would choose Dave, would be on Dave's side. But I think he was just like ready to get Hank out. Maybe like that's that could be conspiracy for him to throw that challenge.
Ooh, what if he was talking to fucking Tommy Smokes? That would be this
That
is where
too,
it's
maybe.
like I don't think it's even one bit possible, but how sick would that be, dude, if he went up to Tommy Smokes and was like, hey, I'll
Right.
throw this next game. Who do you want out? I'll throw the next game, but you got to make sure that you keep me in here, whatever. Like, because Tommy, dude, as much as like I'm like, I think there's a 0% chance he wins.
He's
But
been in the
going
game
through
too
this
long
stuff,
already.
dude, it's nuts, dude. The fact that he's like talking about all this stuff on radio about what he was going to do and why he did this, and I was like, oh shit, dude, he's way more into this game than like you could even think, dude. Like he's the real deal. So these next 3 episodes, bro, I cannot even imagine what's about to
Looking
happen.
forward to it. Gonna be the best $10 I've ever spent. I might fucking rewatch the show later on down the line. So shout out Barstool.tv. It's worth the $10, $9.99, whatever the fuck it is. Like if you're gonna sit there on Reddit or Twitter and bitch about it, then go ahead and bitch about it. But I'll turn my mutes on for you because like this series that they've produced has done 500,000 viewers on YouTube in the first 3 days on all 3 episodes. So I mean, yeah, if you're just
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
know what?
shell out $10 to go out there, like come on now.
I'll do this. Florida just passed gambling, and I got into the Hard Rock app early. So I'm going to put a couple parlays on NFL Sunday. If one of them hits and I make over $100, I'll pay fucking 5 people to
Yeah,
watch
5
it.
people to
I'll pay
watch
for
it. Yeah.
5 people's YouTube shit.
That's
Done.
good. That's good. Yeah, I could
You
back
show
that
me that
too.
you're subscribed to Barstool Breakdown, that you liked all the videos, and you're following us on Twitter. I'll fucking pay for that shit if I hit these parlays.
I'm with that too. I'll lay 100 on the Steelers against the Cardinals on Sunday. If they win, then I got 5 people's $10 too. Then there we go.
There you go. We should do like a Barstool
But
Breakdown
yeah,
parlay too.
but
See if we can hit
you
that
have
shit.
to be liked, subscribe. You have to follow us on Twitter, subscribed on YouTube, and like the video. Receipts.
All right. Well, let's just move right into the next thing, which will be the Barstool Beast of the Week.
I'm the best of the office. I am the best one here.
Man, Manav, you start. It's been a while, so I always like to hear from the new person or the person that hasn't been. So what do you got, brother?
My beast is easy for me this week, I guess. It's Will Compton. Shout out Will Compton. You see on my board back here, enemy number 1, Ben Shrammy with a little fish. Will Compton, he dominated that first challenge at goalie. Partially due to Rico throwing it right at him, but Will Compton, he was all over the place. And then in the second challenge, when he ran over Gaz, he's just been a complete locker room vibes guy, leading the squad. And he was even like, I should have directed that one. It's fucked up that Kirk volunteered because I would have done it, well. I would have been better at it. But even when Kirk volunteered, he's like, yeah, I'm coachable. He almost caught up in that last challenge when he was doing the puzzle when, they had a 4-piece lead. But yeah, he dominated there. And then also he got Dean Blandino weighing in. So the NFL referee weighing in on whether or not Rico was out, whether or not he was out. So that was a funny little thing he had. And then my last thing was, maybe it's not completely just Will, but like the bussing with the boys, the whole crew. AB telling the bussing page on Instagram to suck my dick because they AB was like, should I retire a buck? And then they quoted or they took the screenshot or whatever, like, where should AB retire? And all he said back was suck my dick. So it's just very, very funny. He's had a great week. He's been on the yak. He's been all over the place. He's part of the real ones when you do the yak challenge. Will Compton is by far my Barstool Beast of the Week.
Yeah, he even quote tweeted that, and he was like, "What the fuck is going on?" when with that AB tweet. So that was pretty funny too.
Mm.
But yeah, I got no gripes with that at all. He was an absolute animal. I agree. I thought he should have been the one coaching. Um, but like you said, he was super coachable, and I think like him getting those pieces together so fast, like I don't know if Kirk didn't have them doing it fucking sideways, like I think they might have won that
You might have
challenge,
called back,
honestly. So
yeah.
who knows? Um, but I'm glad you picked Will because I had one person and one person only. And I thought it was about to be unanimous again, and it was going to be a double unanimous because mine's Jersey Jerry again. Um, at this point, it's like I'm like his little fanboy over here, but he got the game. The game
Yeah.
runs through him. Okay. He found the damn papers that had all the games. He shares it with his team. I know Kirk and Tommy both were probably like, oh, I would have just kept that for myself. But you're in a game. You got the team. Like, you're a team guy. You want to win. Like, I would have done the same thing, honestly. Maybe it wasn't the right move, but amazing job by just finding those plans in general. Then he found the idol. We found that out too. So he's going to be safe then. He's got his little alliances, which are hilarious. He's like talking to Hank and PFT or whatever, or I'm sorry, PFT and Rico, and then all of a sudden he's like speed walking over to Dave and Gaz to go tell them what's going on. So he's kind of like in the mix everywhere. And then it wasn't even that. Oh, first of all, came over the bullshit game yesterday. We're recording this early, but the bullshit game on Wednesday, where he could barely reach the pieces, and he was just kept saying this is bullshit against short people. So he battled a lot of adversity, got through it. It was just great content as usual. And then not just that though, because that could have been enough. But then he also had the Jerry After Dark, where
Yeah.
he was just dousing chips in hot sauce, dude. Like to the point where I was putting in the chat early, I was like, Jerry, too much, because there was so much hot sauce. It was making my stomach hurt just watching him eat it. Then he did the chip. I mean, unbelievable stream. Those streams have been hilarious. Audios in Spanish, the whole thing. It's just been great. He's so perfect, like just works with the chat. People in the chat don't understand that he's just messing around and saying like it's just it's just the same thing. Like he's like dude, my foot's not on the line, pussy. Like like people just think that he's like really freaking out about it. It's like no, dude, he's playing to you guys. Like it's just so great. But even though I know that, like it's still perfect content. And then him with the chat especially is just hilarious. And having that huge board behind him so he can read all the chat, like the massive jumbotron that Pete put on the floor. Shout out Pete. But just excellent job there by Jerry. So once again, Jersey Jerry is my beast of the week.
Yeah, Jersey Jerry is a beast. I mean, he has played the game very well with surviving Barstool. I mean, he's done, he's made no errors in his game so far. Going forward, it's going to be interesting to see how that develops and whose side he chooses between like PFT and Dave and Gaz, and maybe like he flips to like Will or someone else, because I know he gets along with Will very well. He wants to do bully hours with the Bussin' Boys, and maybe that's a foreshadow. Yeah, he's dominated, and Jerry After Dark, puking up milk, first puke on the new floor, and trying to hit freeze. He's setting these goals for himself when he's doing like these bully hours, and like they're almost unattainable. He
Dude,
did
they're
get the first
crazy
one finally,
goals,
but
dude.
that one he had
Crazy.
last night, to eat all that hot sauce and then go ahead and do the one chip. He said he was pooping out blood today. He's got
That was
Vaseline around his
bananas.
ass.
Yeah.
He's got Vaseline around his asshole. Like the guy's working hard. He's working to get a subscriber. So if you haven't, go ahead and go subscribe to Jerry After Dark, because Bully Hours is now. Bully Hours is all the time, especially involving JJ, and that's why he's a well-deserved beast.
Dude, Frankie Borelli had to put ice cubes in his asshole while he slept after the hot chip.
Yeah,
So can you
right.
imagine after all, dude, he had so much hot sauce, bro. He kept doing so much. I was like, bro. But anyway, shout out Jersey Jerry, because I think now, especially with the new format, he has gotten the beast multiple times. So shout out Jersey Jerry. Hopefully he'll be on here one day soon.
Yeah, he's the man.
All right, well, let's move right into the Barstool least of the week.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
All right. We might have the same one here. You want to start?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. I didn't even really put any notes because it was just so obvious and it was all over my brain. It's producer Rob. he's the least. Like, you got the paper stolen by Jerry, which, first of all, people were like, "Oh, Jerry, what a great move," and whatever. Da, da. Like, Rob, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you leaving the papers in your desk? Unless that's literally a plan. If that was planned and that was like, this is all part of the game, then dude, excellent job. I've said it already. The editing has been great. So great job. But dude, like, you cannot leave the plans in your desk if you know people are looking around the office. Then you can't leave them hanging out of your back pocket around Kirk and the rest of the guys that don't have them. Like, I don't know, dude. It just seems crazy. The fact that he like was like told Jerry, like, I know what you did, you know, whatever, and then told Kirk, are you serious? Whatever. Like, that's why he's the least. It's not even because he got the plan stolen. It's because of the Kirk just absolutely undressing him. And then also Jerry just being like, what? I'm just playing the game. So the fact that he was like kind of like annoyed by the way that they're playing, and it's like, no, dude, you're not allowed to be annoyed if everything goes. So sorry, producer Rob. Amazing show, but you are the least of the week.
Yeah, well deserved. I mean, he's been fucking up. These first 2 episodes, they were coming after Rob's neck, and it was well deserved. I mean, and then you sit there and you get, absolutely destroyed by Minahan, and what they showed us in Surviving Barstool apparently is not even the full cut. They said that Minahan was laying into him for
Right.
like 10 minutes.
Right.
That's what KFC tweeted out. Said that Minahan was laying into him for like 10 minutes. Was like calling for the full cut to be released on that whole ash chewing that producer Rob got, but. Yeah, and then you have PFT going over there saying, do you feel assaulted? Do you feel safe at work? All that shit. Like, still pecking at him, like you're fucking with him. Yeah, it's well deserved that he is the least of the week. But going off of that, mine is also obviously this is a survivor based show right now because of it was the main content. Mine's Barstool Big Cat.
Sure.
He's the least of the week. He's the first out in Surviving Barstool, getting played by Tommy Smokes, basically. You got Tommy in the clip saying, I tried to work with him. Had your chance, like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
snipping off the team captain right away. What a play! Also, he's been battling diarrhea. It seems for 2 weeks now. He had
Yeah.
feast weeks. He had feast weeks struggles, and then to add insult to injury, the Bears get a dub. But then his son says, "Hey, Dad, can we listen to Taylor Swift on the way to school?" And
Yeah.
you know that back and forth. He's still waiting on the tapes to be released from Swift and Kelsey. So, yeah, it's been a rough week for our boy Big Cat, and obviously he's one of the, one of if not the biggest content guy at the company. But it's been rough. It's been rough. Like you can't blame it on I was doing my job. You weren't streaming. They weren't streaming from the New York office that day.
No, right. That's
Yeah,
exactly what I
so
was thinking.
like
When he was talking about watching football, I was like, I know you got to do PMT,
yeah,
bro, but you
your
can't
job is to
really
win that
say that
game,
that
be
was the
involved in
reason
the
because
game. Yeah,
right, your job that those 4 days or week or whatever it was is to do Surviving
yeah.
Barstool.
No,
So
he was.
that's why I will not give you any like pushback on Big Cat. What I will say though is, thankfully for the boy, he won the wipe off and he's got the yak challenge.
Yeah,
Past the time. So at least he gave himself a couple dubs. But like you said, this show is based off of Surviving Barstool at this point right now, and to get voted off like that, blindsided as can be, and you
yeah.
could
By
see
the
it in
one,
his face when he got voted off. He was like, "All right, good
oh,
job,
he was
guys. Yeah,
shocked.
good job." Like
He was shocked.
he was pissed. You could
You
see
know,
like his face was turning red. That was
As soon
sad.
as soon as all the Tommies came out, and then it was like the first Big Cat. He's like, oh my god, is this gonna be
He's
me?
like, "Oh, is this about to be
Yeah,
me?" Yep.
he got played. He got played. Tommy beat him at the game, and then no one saw that coming, and he felt way too fucking comfortable, and he got played, and he lost the game quick. Got to spend the week in the hotel, but that's tough. No one wants to be the first one out, especially when you think like Big Cat's one of the safest guys there, and he has all these allies. To get turned on by Prez and Gaz, and you got fucked. And then he blamed Rico too, which is funny. He's like, Rico probably fucking turned on
Yeah.
me too. As he's walking away, he's like, no, I didn't. Yeah, so yeah, tough week for the boy Big Cat. But I mean, if anyone's gonna come back, it's gonna be him. He'll be fine. Like you said, he's already caught a couple dubs these last 2 days in the latter half of the week. So yeah, prayers up for Big Cat and his diarrhea, but hopefully that goes away. Good job winning the wipe off while battling diarrhea. That's a major dub. But yeah,
Yeah.
least of the week, Barstool Big Cat.
All right. Well, I agree with that. Like I said, so sorry to Rob and to Big Cat. But let's move right on now to the Barstool beef of the week.
Fuck you! Well, fuck you too! Oh, my God! What? Brandon,
There was so many. So Go
Yeah.
for it.
Well, I mean, I'll just go with the obvious, I guess. It's you could go the whole Stool tribe against Jeff D. Lowe, but I mean, you can go Kirk versus Rob, but it was really I'll go Nate versus Jeff D. Lowe. It was the beef of the week for me because he sat there and even whined about it on radio too. But Jeff stands by what how the game was ran and how it went. But yeah, you have Nate. You have Jeff D. Lowe throwing his torch down as he gets out, and Nate walking away saying the show's not about you, Jeff, which he's not wrong. But if you're gonna sit there and continue to bitch as you're getting eliminated, like your own team voted you out, bro. It's not all on the guy that's just saying, hey, saying the names as he reads them. Your team voted you out. You can't sit there and just blame Jeff for it at that point. Like you got to do something to keep yourself alive in the game. Stay going forward. The game has already happened. Your team is in this position. But yeah, Nate versus Jeff D. Lowe is just it was a solid back and forth. It kind of took over that tribal meeting there in the second episode. And like I said, it continued into the radio to where they still had their back and forth. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say on it. It was a very obvious beef. Like I said, you could say it was Kirk versus Jeff D. Lowe. You could say it was the whole Stool tribe against Jeff D. Lowe. But yeah, it was Jeff D. Lowe versus Nate. Really, is what I narrowed it down to.
Yeah, I mean it's unanimous. That's what I had. I had Jeff D. Lowe versus Nate. I had a couple other backups. I had Kirk versus Rob. I had
JJ versus the chat.
Oh, that's a good one too. I had JJ versus Rico. I had Rico versus the throwing the ball. So
Yeah,
I had
Rico
a couple little yeah, I had a couple backups there, but I'm going to keep it unanimous because Jeff D versus Nate was by far the biggest, of them all. Calling Jeff stupid. Okay, stupid. Just kept saying stupid, which was my favorite. And then Jeff pulling the move that I think Jeff may or may not have jacked off to this later in the night, but when he threw down the torch and was like, "Get the fuck out," and just like threw the torch down, dude. Jeff was just rock solid after that, and I think they mentioned that on Barstool Radio too because they were like, "You were feeling yourself after that shit." So that was hilarious. I do want to say though, as much as I love Jeff D. Lowe, if that was any other person on the show, I don't think he throws that down. I don't think he combats at them like he did with Nate. But just like I said in Stoolie Wednesday yesterday, Nate's the only person I would probably do it to too because he's fucking annoying. So it's like, as bad as I want to feel for Nate, it was like, dude, you put this shit on yourself. So I agree with you there. Beef of the week, Jeff D versus Nate.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, let's move on to the final segment then, the comment of the week. Vacation mode. Kite. I'm flying a kite right now. Let's go.
So New York Times tweeted something about New York Times tweeted out this post that transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney selected for Forbes under 30 Forbes 30 under 30 list. Tommy Smokes tweets it and said if this quotes it and says if this is what it takes next year ... Our boy Stoolie Memes, shout out Stoolie Memes, he hits him with a comment underneath, said Tommy on the Forbes under 30 next list. Oh shit, I can't talk. Tommy on the Forbes under 30 list next year, and it's picture of Tommy as the weather girl for sports advisors. Fucking hilarious though, because it's perfect. And then ancillary to that, you have FSU Brando right under that with the OnlyFans girl that looks like Smokes. Yeah, it's a terrific comment. It's I mean, still, it's funny when you see the picture. So the picture will be obviously right next to our heads. But it's a hell of a comment. Tommy got 1 million views on his, and Stoolie Memes did 35,000 views, 350 likes, 6 retweets. It's just a great comment. It looks if that's what it takes for Tommy to make the list, as he's been doing a smoke show, that if haven't caught up with that, the smoke show, he's been trying to do the pursuit to be on the Forbes 30 under 30. And if that's what it takes, then he'll look okay doing it, I guess. He doesn't look too bad for a blonde. But it's a hell of a comment, Stoolie Meme. So shout out our guy. He crushed that one.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was hilarious. I did also, I'm glad you mentioned FSU Brandos because I saw that right underneath too. And I was like, dude, our fucking group chat just crushes these replies half the time. I love it. But I'm going to shout out. I apologize for pulling the Jack Mac and looking down at my phone while you were talking, even though I was listening. But I'm going to just go ahead and give another shout out to White Boy Rick for getting his job back. And, obviously a tweeter's tweet. tweeters,
A
tweeters,
tweeter's
tweeter.
tweeter. Yeah.
Right. I said it right the first time. I don't know why I kept correcting myself, but yes. So I'm literally on his page right now trying to look at the reply that I wrote down, and it's just like I can't find anything because everyone's congratulating him. Everyone's saying
Right.
all this great stuff. It's kind of funny though, because Tom Lay writes, "Let's go, white boy Rick, well earned." And then white boy Rick writes back, "Really hoping we can transition to government name in the office." And Philly Mays, Maxi Delante says, "Zero chance, you are white boy Rick." So that was pretty good, little back and forth there. And then white boy Rick put a great little like comic too, which was hilarious. But I was gonna say the one that was, him saying Kirk during this challenge, whatever. I'm just gonna change it because I'm looking at it right now and I laughed my ass off at this. When White Boy Rick put the thing that said, "I got my job at Barstool," whatever, da da da. Nikki Smoke says, "I let you sleep on my couch and I get no love." And White Boy Rick just writes back to him and says, "Next sack on me." So I'll give that the reply because then Nikki Smokes wrote back, "I love it." So can't wait for them to drop sack together. Unbelievable little back and forth there right on public Twitter. So I'll give that the comment of the week because I couldn't find the other one and we already talked about it anyway.
Yeah. White boy Rick. He's known to dump some sack, I guess. He's out there with it. Respect. But yeah, he's the man.
This was for
He's
him getting his job
in
back, by
comments.
the way, not for the
Yeah, right. For
cocaine. But
dumping
either
sack,
way,
right. Um, yeah, Chicago Times, man. That's good times. Anyway, yeah, fucking White Boy Rick's the man. He was part of Barstool, Indiana, running that account, and then he got laid off in the layoffs, and he's just been going viral every once a week
yep,
since then.
exactly.
Earned
Just
his
keeping it
job right
grinding.
back. He's the fucking man. Way to keep on the grind, bro. Never a doubt the guy was gonna get back. He's a talented individual. Who just his brain works special. He's just got some funny shit in his brain. Like when it comes to quigs and graphics and pulling shit like that, White Boy Rick does that with the whole internet. So he's well deserved. Thank you guys as always for sticking around for our segments. We appreciate you. We're glad to be back. It feels good to be back and talking about the Beast, Least, Comment, and Beef. We're gonna roll right into another great interview we got to do with the stinkiest guy at Barstool, Jake Malesek. Hell of an individual. We cover everything from his story getting hired to a little bit of lacrosse talk to even just him being a fan of Barstool itself. So without further ado, let's roll right into it. And now, Jake Malesek.
All right, we're here with a very special guest. You see him on screen there. His name is Osmo. And he happens to be sitting with another guy who you may know as the guy who wants to have a threesome with the Notebook cast, or the guy who is the dickhead goalie in the Yak Challenge, or was a professional goalie in the lacrosse championship for the Czech Republic. It's Jake Malasek. How we doing, brother?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we
Hope that was a
appreciate
good
you.
introduction for you.
Yeah, we appreciate you being on. Frankie's over there stealing all my questions to start. But we do always start the same way with everybody. And I guess your story, I was looking at it a little bit. You were a viceroy, right? So what got you into Barstool and got you wanting to do that viceroy role?
Yeah, so I went to UVA. I transferred in my sophomore year. I went to Trinity College freshman year, played lacrosse there. So transferred to UVA sophomore year. At Trinity, I was kind of an econ guy, kind of pretty down straight, narrow, gonna try and go work in a bank or something. And I was like, this kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. So when I went to UVA, there was a lot more options. Trinity's a pretty small school and UVA is a much bigger school. And just started kind of messing around in the sports media stuff, took a lot more media classes, writing classes. And then I really started editing videos, just on my own time. And that year was 18-19 and UVA was winning everything. We won the basketball title, lacrosse title. We beat our rival in football for the first time in 15 years. So stuff was going well. And I was making videos for stuff that was going well. So it was doing well. And then at the end of that year, I had a buddy who was running the account, Matt Mandel. And he basically reached out to me and was like, hey, I run Barstool UVA. I see you do all this video stuff. If you want to hop on with me, feel free. So I did that for 2.5 years until I graduated. And then once you're a viceroy, the Barstool people at HQ make it really easy to apply for an internship. So I kind of did that twice. I didn't get it my junior year, and then senior year I got it. Moved to New York like right after graduation, and then I've been there ever since.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean it kind of seems like a lot of the guys, especially production side, that do end up getting hired through Barstool, it's almost like the Viceroy is a little fraternity to kind of get you in the door, at least because they see your work like in the past. And so does that make you like, did you always want to do social, like just going in, like you were like, what, social is my thing, I'm good at that stuff?
Well, I mean, I applied. It's actually a pretty funny story. I applied for just the base internship, and they kind of put you where they think you'll do well. So I kind of have both backgrounds in terms of the production side versus the social side. So I was kind of interviewing for both. Jack McCarthy, who is my current manager on the gambling stuff, he was kind of like, hey, this I think is a way better fit for you. Let's try and just get you into here. So I basically started to move more to the social side during the interview process and everything. And then I got the internship mid-April, something like that, maybe early April. And then a month later, after I'd already accepted and was planning to move to New York, I was finding a place. Everybody kind of knew what the deal was. I got an email from Loud Sean. I don't know if you guys know who that is. But he was like, hey, would love to interview you for the production internship. And I was like, buddy, okay, sounds good. So I hopped on the phone for half an hour. He was like, all right, cool. We'll be in touch. And I was like, hey, I don't know how to break this to you, but I'm going to be there in a week. I have the job already. I don't know if this is a different thing or not, but I'll see you very soon. I don't know what we did.
I love that.
So I applied and interviewed for, I guess, both parts, but I ended up in social with the gambling stuff.
That's sick. That's awesome.
Dude, and Loud Sean, what a great story. Yeah. I miss the stories of Loud Sean.
Great guy, Loud Sean.
Him versus fucking Spags. Was it him or Spags in basketball?
Oh yeah, the Loud Sean
video.
All time.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. I mean, and then we just got another one with Meek Phil and Clemmer. Actually, that was a pretty good. They're truly good bad basketball video.
I know Meek Phil is ha ha ha, but there truly is nobody I've ever met in this world that Meek Phil. He is so unique as an individual.
I mean, looks, personality, everything. When he steps in dog shit, his one-liners, everything about the guy is unique.
It's just he's the goofiest guy I've ever met. It's everything about him is just so comically funny that, and he texts me every time UVA plays in anything, and it's good luck, bro. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I love it.
Oh, he's the man. Oh,
I love that.
That's awesome.
Dude, were you in a fraternity at UVA?
I was. So I was in Fiji. I showed up as a sophomore, and I was whatever. And then I lived with a couple of guys who were already in Fiji. They just needed an extra guy, and I somehow randomly got placed in that apartment. So I kind of just did it, not thinking much of it. And I actually really had to get all of my best friends from school are from that fraternity, and a bunch of them moved to New York with me. So I used to see them a bunch. But yeah, I was in Fiji. It was a very mid-tier fraternity. We were definitely not the cool kids.
Well, the reason I asked is because I'm in Pi Kappa Alpha, which was started at University of Virginia.
Oh, okay, cool, nice.
March 1st, 1868. So yeah, we had to learn all that stuff. So not to sound like the psycho fucking frat boy, but
so many things in my brain that I should not know that I know because of that stuff. There are some things that if you there are stuff if you go to any Fiji in the country, they'll ask you these 3 questions. I'm I should not know the answers to them, but I'll never forget them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a good time.
It just happened to me the other, just what was it? I guess 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. They did an alumni event, and so I pull up with my buddy who's been an alum. We graduated in 2011, and we see these guys who are wearing our fraternity letters, cut off sleeve shirts, whatever. And I'm like, I'm gonna go. There's a challenge that we do, so I'm gonna go challenge these kids. It's we do a handshake. And we whisper something, and then they have to say it back and finish the handshake and whatever. It's I was that was so fucking awkward, dude. But it was great. It was great. It was just funny when you get older. It's
college is so fun, but I could never go back. You know what I mean? It's now being I'm even 2 years out. I can't imagine being in a fraternity party right now.
Dog,
great time.
I'm 34 years old.
Yeah.
I have a 7 and a 3-year-old child, and they took me to this party at a house that was literally, it looked like a club. I walked in and I was like, this is somebody's house where you live? They're we just put all the pledges in this house and we party at it. I was like, holy shit. I was like, get me out of this place. So,
oh my God. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
see,
it was,
my experience
nuts.
is quite the opposite because I went Navy right after high
Yep.
school, so
Oh yeah.
I never got into that frat life. I just get to
No,
sit here and
you did it
listen to
better than
Frankie.
we did, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, it seems because like frat, you get like all those connections and stuff. I barely talk to any of my Navy homies nowadays anymore, but yeah, going back into like some of the Barstool stuff, like what shows, it's hard to like know what kind of like what guys are really involved with. So what shows are you truly involved with? Because like I know I saw you in the picture with the Sports Advisors Thanksgiving episode, so I know that's one of them. But even like you said, you were in on a bet with PMT, like that the 4-play parlay you were talking about the other day. So are you doing anything for them, or like what shows do you actually do like social or videos for?
Yeah, so my main role is on the Barstool. It used to be Barstool Sportsbook, and then after the sale, it's now Barstool Gambling. So that's my primary focus. At most hours of the day. When Advisors is happening, I help out with Advisors. So I'm doing the thumbnails, the like Stu's commercials. I edit those, and then I do some of like the visual effects stuff, like with the green screen keying and After Effects, whatever.
The old Chuck Tomato videos that always come out right before the episode.
This is the mastermind, and then we have a group of me, Trey, Flelling, and then Blake, Rota something. I don't know how to say that, but I know it's a V. So the four of us do a bunch of that After Effects stuff for the show. I kind of help out here and there with like other stuff. So like I was sitting in like a big thing we do is like the streams, obviously. So like the gambling guys. So it's me, McCarthy, Ebo, and Matt Henkel is brand new to Chicago, but he's been working with us for a while remotely, and then he just moved here. And then Dukes in New York. So that's the five of us on that team. And then I mean, basically now with the Chicago stuff, like you kind of popping in wherever stuff needs to get done. So
right.
If there's something going on the basketball court, like I'll go do social for that. Like I know we'd have like the dodgeball tournament type thing when people were in town. So I was on the court helping out with that stuff. So it's been kind of nice because I mean, in New York, it was definitely a little more clogged with stuff. So you were very much like in your role, and that was kind of it. But now with the Chicago stuff, there's less people and more to do. So you kind of get to do a lot more stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of my primary focus is the gambling stuff. So anything that kind of touches that realm, usually I'm getting my hands dirty with.
Yeah, I've seen you in the chat. I've hopped in with the breakdown chat in there and said stuff, and it's always fun to roast Smacky Jables when he's on there too. So
it is a very fun time to roast Smacky Jables. I'll tell you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, his someone's got an account on Twitter, call it Smacky Jables, that posted a great one today.
My favorite account on Twitter.
Yeah, it was like Wednesdays, Blackout Wednesdays. Yeah,
oh, it's the best. That guy, I honestly thought it was one of us.
He's in Stoolie Wednesday all the time too.
I thought it was someone who worked with us. I thought it was Rico for like the longest time, and then I thought it was just like some random guy that works for. I didn't know it was just some random dude. I love
just
that.
some dude that's running it.
So funny.
Yeah,
hilarious account.
Dude, he's great. So I'm gonna touch on something that happened more recently. That a show that you, like you said, when the Yak gets out there and they get on the court and get involved, whatever. But so when you do pop up on the show, you were like, 3 for 3, whatever. Some people are saying maybe 3 for 4 now because everyone found out that you're not using soap, Jake. So,
yeah. So
how did that start? Like, what's going on there? Come on now.
So the soap thing, I didn't even think about it as in like it's a weird thing. So for those that don't know,
really, you didn't think about it.
So I have been showering for the past like 7 years with just water.
Yeah, you've just been getting wet.
And like every like couple weeks, month ish, I'll shampoo and condition the hair. But that's about it, So I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I brought it, like we were talking, I don't know how it even came up. We were talking about it upstairs in the office. And they were talking about like what kind of body wash you use, or someone was just like bought a new body wash and they were talking about it. And I was like, yeah, like I just like don't use that. And you would have thought I dropped like a nuke in the office, how much it exploded. And like, because I do a couple weird things here and there that people have been like, oh, you're a weird guy. This is my
that takes the cake, brother. It does.
It's been my most polarizing thing. And I truly like, for those listening, try it. Honestly, it's not that crazy. Like, again, I said on the Yak, like it takes a couple weeks. Like you got to push through it a little bit. It does get a little gross at the beginning, but like once you pass that little hump, you're going to feel a lot better than you do using soap. I'm telling you.
What? But you're talking about like CrossFit workout. Okay. There's a little hump to that. Are we just talking about like dealing with the shitty smell? What hump are we talking about getting over with just water washing?
Like it's more with the hair. I don't think the soap really has a hump, but the hair definitely has a hump. So when you stop using, like if you regularly use
Greasy.
shampoo like 2-3 times a week and you stop using it, like there is a period of time for like 2-3 weeks where your hair gets super oily and greasy and it's really gross. And you're like, I really want to shampoo and condition. But after you pass that hump, like your hair feels great. I'm telling I had really bad dandruff.
Don't do it.
I had really bad dandruff for like the longest time because I was using Head and Shoulders. And then the minute I stopped using it, I got over the hump and I've been dandruff free ever since.
All right. What
So
about
those-
the other like ancillary products like deodorant?
I use deodorant, and I know
Okay,
that's
all
bad.
right.
I shouldn't use deodorant because it does like cause cancer or whatever. But like I have to use it, otherwise I'll
No
get, like,
soap, just aluminum.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
So that's my one. Like I'll succumb to the deodorant, but everything else, like I just don't. I have never.
You gotta
found,
get you gotta get your
I haven't found
hippie
the
ass on Lume, dude.
I literally haven't found the need to use
That's
it.
but that's the deodorant that doesn't have
I know I
it
got
doesn't have what's it called, aluminum and shit.
Easy for like forever, and it's my favorite thing ever, and I love it.
Yeah,
but
I use
Oh,
the same.
dude, the Fiji's the best,
it's
bro.
the best. I'll never.
I heard
switch.
you say that. I heard you say that on the yak. I thought that's what you were talking about, the body wash you were going to use. But that used to be the only body wash I used was the Fiji
The
because that stuff
deodorant is my
was
favorite.
that's like a pheromone to girls, dude. Straight
The
up.
best, dude.
Wait, I
But no,
just
I
had
mean-
another thought. You said it was 6 years, right? That you've been doing this.
Yeah,
But
about
that
probably.
passes 2020. So what about when like everyone's on there like washing hand shit during like COVID and
Well,
all that?
I'm
So
not
was it
talking about-
Aaron Rodgers was anti-vax, Jake Malasek anti-soap?
No,
Yeah,
when,
that's right.
when I say no soap, I'm not talking about hand soap. I'm just talking about body wash.
Okay,
And that
all right,
needs to be more of a clarifying thing. So like if I wash my hands, I'll use the soap. Like that's not a problem for me. It's more of the feeling I get when I use body wash. It really just like kind of dries me out and I feel kind of gross. So when I don't use it, I feel a lot better. That's why I don't use it.
Okay, I mean, I'm never gonna try it. I'll tell you that I'm not going
Hey,
to.
I'm not pushing it on anybody. I'm just saying, like, if you want to give it a try, give it a try. It works for me. It may not work for you, but I get it.
Secret
no-
time.
Okay,
Secret
go ahead.
time.
I'm on 3
Sorry.
days.
What
How you
the
feeling?
hell? Gross. He's got Thanksgiving with his
well,
family tomorrow.
today-
They're like, why haven't you
so-
showered yet?
So the hair today definitely feels greasier, but I think it's also because I do like usually I put a little coconut oil in my hair to make it stay the way I do it. But the underarms got a little soap today. I'll just put it that way. I couldn't nothing
You're
else
not-
soaped, but the
You're a
underarms.
liar. You're not on day. You're on day 0. You reset.
Well, this
Yeah,
was
you gotta
day
start
3. I failed on day 3. You got to give me 3 days.
All right. I mean, you're a quitter, is what you're telling me right now. You got to see that through.
Dog, I have to see
Yeah,
my
gotta
whole
see it.
family and my wife's family
get to
tomorrow.
6 years.
I have
Get
to
to
be
6
smelling
years, then
okay.
talk to Jake. Don't fucking bring up 3
Actually,
days.
to be fair though, I think my time did reset because I did use soap on the yak. So that maybe I'm like
That's
I'm
true.
a
Oh yeah,
weekend.
you are reset. Yeah. Now,
Wait,
did you
I
feel
thought you
clean
said
coming
you
out of
do
that, or
use-
did you feel dirtier?
No, he said he
I
didn't.
felt worse after I came out of the shower. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I felt kind of dry and gross after I used it.
That's
So wait,
Great.
you just
I mean, to
do
each
so you
his
don't
own.
ever do soap. You do shampoo and conditioner once a month or something, but you don't ever do soap.
Never.
Oh
Never.
fuck. I was thinking you do soap once a month or every
No.
whatever.
Never.
All right.
Like in my shower, there is a shampoo and a conditioner, and that's it. And I guess
Oh,
for the
you
dog-
you,
But it's
you don't
empty,
have
though.
you don't have the fake empty bottles anymore.
no, who am I trying to impress?
Okay.
Who's that for?
Yeah, the secret's out there. It doesn't matter. Go check the
Yeah.
tape. That's all. Yeah. I
I got
got
no one to impress
Oh,
anymore. I'm good.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh man.
Well,
Soap
shit.
thing kills me.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead,
it's-
Frankie.
It'll be my legacy at Barstool for as long as I'm there. It's gonna be
Oh,
the ghost.
100%. Yeah.
I'm gonna try. I'm telling you, I'm gonna try it because I swear to God, like I've had dandruff that I feel like I literally stopped washing my hair as much as I used to, and it's 100% like has been way less for the past like year or so. Whenever I stop,
The shampoo companies create a problem for them to solve. I'm very much a believer
oh
in
for
that.
sure, dude. Head and Shoulders, literally Head and Shoulders. I would use it, and then I would brush my hair, and it looked like I was. It literally looked like I had either just I just put down a bag of Coke or it was snowing in my house.
Yes,
Like it was
exactly.
I
insane
don't know.
how bad it was. So
Gotta cut
You
that out
guys
of
you
your-
guys got
Yeah.
on your tinfoil hat right now over
Yeah, I
shampoo
do,
and
100%.
No,
It's
okay.
working.
I was
My
gonna
point is,
say-
I have results, bro. I have a.
All right.
I was
I
gonna
hear
say
you,
it's
I
not
hear you.
tinfoil.
Yeah, true. No,
The
my hair
tinfoil,
feels
the
good.
tinfoil are the idiots going to the hair salons getting their hair done.
Yep.
They actually have tinfoil in their hair.
And my solution is free. It's a
You guys
free
don't have
solution.
moms or girlfriends that do that.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
No,
That's-
I hear
love
you.
It's true. I mean, just using the water, that's good enough for me.
Nature's
So
soap. Water is nature's soap, baby. It cures all problems. Just use the water. It'll
So
treat
maybe
you
that maybe this is like more clarification to something else I wanted to bring up. Frankie brought it up when he introduced you. Was you were in a Twitter space and they asked, what your ideal threesome
Fuck.
was, and
stealing.
you were basically like, I want to be in the cuck chair while I watch The Notebook get it on. So what's going on there?
So what happened with that?
You started out right, dude. I will tell you, because you just immediately went with Rachel McAdams. Like, all right, that's a good pick. And then you were like, my favorite part of it was like, does it have to be a guy? They're like, you know what the hell it can't.
Listen,
that was my favorite thing.
I got put in that Twitter space as a joke from Quigs. So Quigs sends me the link because I think Jack Mack was doing something.
Fuck. I thought you did it by accident because you thought it was a UVA thing or something.
So I think Jack Mack was doing something that night. And my Twitter, for whatever reason, for the longest time, didn't have spaces. So anytime he was doing something, I would have to ask whoever for the link to join so I could listen in. So that night I'm like, hey, I need this link to the Twitter space. Quigs just sends me this link and I hop in. And Jack Mack's a crazy guy. So I had, for the longest time, I was like, okay, maybe this is what he's doing. I have no idea, but I'm in. So I hopped in there and immediately get promoted to speaker. That's probably not good, but whatever. So I'm in there and everybody's asking me questions. And I'm literally the only white guy in the Twitter space. And the question comes up and I'm freaking out about what to say. I have no idea. And Rachel McAdams has always been my queen. So I was like, fuck it, for sure.
Respectable.
I watched the vow.
Yeah, you hit that quick. That's why I said it was nice. It was nice and quick.
She's my goat. So I picked her quick, and then I just totally brain fart. I froze, dude. I had no idea.
Yeah, you went dozen blank, dude. It was crazy.
I was thinking of The Notebook the entire time, and there are no other chicks in that movie. So I pulled out, and then the chair part came out of my mouth. And immediately after I said it, I was like, I don't know why I said that. That didn't make any sense.
That's like a fetish that people have. They want to be in the cuck chair.
No, but dude, you were already in so deep though too, because you had said they were like, "Who the fuck is that?" or whatever. And you were like, "Dude, from The Notebook." So that was it. Once you said Notebook, that had to be it. It was in your head, and it was just that was like when people say they get dozen brain. I
didn't know anybody would have been recording that.
Okay,
I thought that was gonna be a 2 a.m. thing, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll never get brought up again.
So we're gonna do like Tosh.0 used to do the Web Dev Redemption. So this is your redemption. Yeah. So Jake Malek
just knew I was gonna do this.
I gave an answer. When I went on the show, I gave an answer, and it was a very lame, Margot Robbie and X other hot girl. But and I've never really thought about the correct
that's not
answer.
Lame, but
no, but that's a very cliche, normal response, and that's not really.
Yes, that's what we expect.
Right, but that's then you're not really showing any personality if you say Margot Robbie, because everybody's going to pick Margot Robbie. You know what I mean? So it's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer. I think.
All right, well, good, because then I have a different one.
Okay,
your dream threesome, but it has to be 2 dudes.
Okay. So I do have an answer for that. I think.
I fucking knew it, dude.
Number one would have to be Henry Cavill. I think is the most handsome man to ever live.
Okay.
The guy who plays Superman in the new ones. I think he's the greatest looking guy maybe of all time. And then, this is gonna make me sound weird again because it's the same person, but.
Dude, you're already answering the guy question before the girl question. So just give it to us.
Also, it's a unique answer to me. This is what I'm talking about. The girl answers, there is no unique answer except for what I said, which is that's unique. It's the other Superman.
True.
So my 2 picks would be the 2 Supermen, which would be Henry Cavill and Tom Welling from Smallville.
Okay.
Those are my 2 picks for the guy threesome. And then the girl threesome would probably be
McAdams. You still got her.
I don't even know who would.
If she's your queen, you got to put her in there, right? Or do you not want to have a threesome with her? You just want to be one-on-one.
I feel like that's what's fucking him up. He's like, I don't want to share her. That's what for me.
He's like, this is my queen. I can't do another girl with her.
Tougher question, because there's so many options. Guys are gross, so it's pretty easy to pick the hot guys. There are a lot of hot girls. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh man,
I did have a huge crush.
I'm
on
just
Selena
so
Gomez.
happy that turned out
Selena
exactly
Gomez,
the way
that's a
that I
good
thought
one.
it was going to.
Yeah.
You didn't
No, she
answer the
was-
girls and got
Yeah,
When
and
I
then the
was-
guy question, he's like, "Oh, I got that one. Not
When I
good.
was
We're
like
good."
12, when I was like 12 or 11 or something like that, me and my buddy had like a full blown fist fight in my basement about who got to marry Selena Gomez when we were older. So I think I'll go with her. So it'll
Okay,
be
yeah.
her and Adams. Those
There
will be
you
my two
go.
picks.
All right, that's respectable.
Okay.
That's respect. And
All
there's
right,
no
Selena
chair.
Gomez,
No
Rachel
chair.
And there's
McAdams.
no chair. I'll be in the mix.
All right, there we go.
Hand up.
You got
I'll
this.
be in the mix.
You got
No
this.
chair this time.
Perfect.
I think it's a good redemption shot
For
right there.
either the guys or the girls, right?
Well, maybe in the guy one, but in the girl one, I'm in the mix. I'll take
I hear you.
There we go. We got one
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah,
There we
we
go.
cleared it up. For all those who were confused, it's cleared now. We're
There we
good.
go. There's my answer.
Oh,
Write it down.
no, I'm glad that was really good, man. I appreciate that. That was in my head. I was like, if he has an answer for the guys and not the girls, that is going to be perfect. And
Well, dude, I'm telling you, it's when you see a good-looking guy, like I feel like they stick out so much more than a good-looking girl because there are so many more good-looking girls. I feel like a very attractive dude is so much harder to come by.
That also kind of just speaks to like our standards as men, though.
Well, no, I would argue the opposite. I would say our standards as men are very low for women, but very high for men.
Okay.
Right. So,
what-
like, there are a lot of girls I find hot, but there are not a lot of
Okay,
dudes
yeah.
I find hot. So when I find a dude hot, like I remember.
I'm
know
gonna
what I
start.
mean?
I'm gonna start sending you pictures of attractive men and be like, "How many beers, Jake?"
No, right. I'm in because that's a fun
Yeah.
game. I like to play. That sounds like a good time. Doing it with girls, is
dude,
not
we got to
fun.
do that from the breakdown account. And
Yeah.
you can only answer with the beer emoji. How many
Yeah,
beers?
you
That's
How
what
many
you have to
beers?
answer with.
All right, I'm in. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm down. It's a
Hey,
random.
we're not even going to say how many beers. We're just going to send you pictures of dudes, and you just have
Yep.
to answer with the number
Down.
of beers.
Well, that's a fun game. I like that game.
This is
I'm in.
good. This is great.
That's good.
So
what do you got?
one of the things that I wanted to ask earlier, and I was just like, I don't know, I think it's funny as hell to me. Did the guys forget that you played goalie as like in the world like lacrosse championships? Because they're sitting there at the Yak Challenge and they're like, "What the hell, man? Why is he playing so good? Why is he being such a dick?" And it's like, dude, he's a goalie. Like he knows the angles. He's good as shit. Like, what do you mean? So like
So
they know that, right? Like, did they
Yeah,
ever say
I
anything?
mean-
Like, what the fuck?
I listened back on the show where they kind of brought up the idea, and Brandon's idea was like, hey, we should actually have a goalie and it should be Jake because he plays goalie. So I was like, all right,
Right.
like that makes sense,
Yes.
right? Like it's not a hard thing to do. First of all, like the challenge itself, like the playing goalie in this Yak challenge, like it's not terribly tough because the goal is kind of small and like they're not great at soccer.
Right.
But like it's the only thing I'm good at is goalie. Like I can't run, I can't shoot a basketball, I can't really do anything else. But like this is like the only like having this stay over there and not go this way is like the only thing that I know how to do athletically. So I'm glad that it's kind of come up in like organic work because it's something that I've been wanting to do forever. And like I
It's
never had-
amazing.
But on Monday, this Cyber Monday, we're doing like the big producer social bowl. And I heard there's going to be more like stuff like that. So I'm excited to do that. But yeah, I mean, the goalie is like the one thing that I've liked to do and I'm actually kind of decent at. So it's been fun to kind of be an asshole on the Yak for once and fucking put on a little show.
Yeah.
I
no,
actually-
Well, I feel like you're just doing what they're asking you to do. That's the funny part. And Big
Exactly.
Cat's like,
And
why is he
they're
being such a
mad.
dick? And it's like, well, you
They're-
chose him.
They're getting
You know?
mad that I'm like doing it well. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Bad? What's the alternative here? That I just kind of stand there, you know?
it's like, bro, I was already on Sports Center top 10. We don't need to do it again, right?
Yeah, well, for the wrong
Yeah.
reasons, but thanks for bringing that up.
That's what I mean. I mean, that was a sick shot by that guy, though, behind the back.
That's one of
But,
my
I mean,
that's one of my good buddies actually from the college days. He went to Syracuse.
oh,
Nate
what-
Sullivan.
did he
was
roast you
fine. Oh,
after?
no
Did
shit.
he roast you after the clip made it to SC top 10? Like,
So we would practice before the tournament. We had this like group in the city in New York where we would go shoot in the mornings. And he was in there and he was in the chat and they sent that clip in the chat and they were roasting me the entire time. But I mean, it's always fun. Like a lot of my friends were at that thing and it was a good time. But that was definitely that's probably my one chance to be on SportsCenter. So I'll take it. You know,
Yeah.
like I'll probably
No,
never
for
get on there
sure.
again. So
well, I mean,
Worst things
never say never. You're what?
Yeah.
The Olympics? Is that what you're trying to get to next?
I was
yeah.
just
So
gonna say.
lacrosse got approved 2028 LA to be in the Olympics. It's a different like structured lacrosse. So I don't know how familiar you guys are, but it's sixes. So it's 6-on-6. There's no face-offs in between goals. It's a shorter field. So being a goalie and that's going to suck ass.
Yeah, it sounds like just more action.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how much worse is that gonna be for you?
Way worse. But the Olympics, so like I'm
Is that
definitely
like
in.
indoor lacrosse? Because that kind of sounds like indoor,
So it is, but it's not in like the ring.
but there's still
It's not in the ring.
face-offs in indoor.
Right.
Yeah,
So
right,
the way this works is basically you do a face off to start the quarter, and then anytime there's a goal, the goalie just pulls the ball out and throws it out, and you go. And instead of
Oh, it's
the way
basketball
they-
then at that point. I got
yeah,
it.
exactly. Basically, pick up basketball but lacrosse, and then like in normal lacrosse, when you take
like
a
that.
shot, it goes past the net and it goes out of bounds. Like the closest guy to the ball out of bounds.
Whoever's first.
Possession.
Yeah.
This one, it's just if you miss, like the other team gets the ball, you go. So it's a lot more back and forth. Like the shot clock.
I kind of like this. I kind of like
So
that.
it's supposed to be a lot more easy to digest, like for a casual kind of watcher to watch lacrosse. People are kind of
Right.
up in arms in the lacrosse community about it because it's like not true lacrosse, but like I don't care. So
Is so if you guys do make it,
You're
is
getting
Big Cat on
lacrosse in the
sidelines?
freaking Olympics.
exactly.
Yeah. Is
Go ahead.
Big Cat going to be on the sidelines?
So I mean, he's basically like he actually. I brought my dad to the office yesterday. My family was in town, and he met Big Cat. And my dad was like, "Yeah, like you're kind of hooked now. Like this, you're in. Like if
Oh,
you
really?
Yeah.
I think if we go, like he should come. Like that'd be sick. I mean, these guys definitely all like this guy like a lot. All the teammates. So I mean, we're in. I can't imagine it'd be terribly hard to have him on the sideline if he wants to come on the sideline. Like it's our
Yeah,
team.
that's awesome.
You know what they're gonna say. But yeah, no, I mean,
Right. Yeah. No,
it's been like a very cool experience to get to do, and like I mean, the Olympics would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then I'm out. Once
Yeah,
if it happens, then I'm hanging them up for good. I'm never touching the stick again. But that's kind of the dream is be somewhat athletic 5 years from now and play in the Olympics.
Yeah, no, that's sick because then you get the rings tattoo, and like how many
Jesus
people
Christ.
could say they have that?
Right here. I've already got it mapped out. It's going right here.
Yeah,
Left arm.
that's
Fuck yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so sick, bro.
Thinking about Big Cat just being like, fuck, dude, you can't be the guy with the Olympic like rings on your arm was so funny to me. And then he's trying to find a way to get on the sidelines. So I was like, if I was Big Cat, I would be on those fucking sidelines for sure.
Yeah, open invite. I mean, again, like we're in charge. Like anybody that we want can be there. So I don't know why he couldn't be there. You know, it's not like it's like
Yeah, we got to get you an actual Stella Blue fucking sticker, dude, with like the logo this time too. We can't be having the fucking Sharpie.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, if we sponsorship,
I kind of liked it though because it was boom. It was like right out there. You know what I mean? It was just like Stella Blue. Like there was no. Yeah.
if anybody else out there wants to sponsor me, I'm happy to put on the other side. You know, I got an extra room right here. So if anybody's out there looking for another Sharpie tape sponsorship, I'll have my number. It's out there. So shoot me a message.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, he said he'll be doing the jersey designs too if you guys make it there.
Yeah, I mean,
which would also be sick. Just have like a Barstool Sports Stella Blue lacrosse jersey in the.
It's all set up through us, so like we can do whatever we want. So basically, like whatever we get money for, we'll just do. It's pretty cool, honestly. There's no real structure. It's kind of just like whatever we have the money for, like it's gonna happen.
That's sick. And did you guys already qualify for that? How's that work? How's the qualifiers work?
So the way this past one worked, and I'm sure it'll be kind of the same thing, maybe a little bit different with like the Olympic Committee, but like we had to go play in the European Championships 2022 spring. Yeah, so you had to do a certain amount of wins in that to qualify for the World. So I'm sure in like 4 years there will be like an Olympic qualifier that we'll have to go play in. And then if you win the appropriate amount of games, like you'll qualify for the Olympics. But that's kind of a long ways away. We got to worry about like having the guys and all that stuff before that happens.
That was it. So
this is the story I wanted. So I was at the bar on Saturday and Donnie was there, Wonton Don.
Oh, good. Yeah, I wrote this down because you said you wanted to tell. I'm glad you remembered that. Good.
He was in Uganda, he was in Uganda with Billy. Yep. And so I interned at the World Lacrosse Championships in 2018 in Israel. That's kind of how I got introduced to the Czech guys and everything. I was over there working and whatever. Over there, I met the Ugandan guys, and we kind of all, were shooting the shit. Everybody was kind of having a good time, but like I kind of got to know them a little bit, and like it was very cool that they were there. Like lacrosse is very new in their country, the whole thing, blah 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 blah, whatever. So they go to Uganda, Billy and Donnie, to go play football. Donnie comes back, talks about it on the shows, whatever. We go to the bar. Donnie comes up to me. He goes, "Hey, like, did you ever meet like the Ugandan lacrosse team? Like, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, like, 5 years ago, I met them, and then this past summer they were there, and I saw them around." like, what's up? And he was like, yeah, like we met like the head athletic guy in Uganda. And he said that when the team went over to LA, like 5 players did not come home. So they had 5 guys on their team just like defect and stayed in California. And I think that's maybe the funniest thing I've ever heard. They were like, yeah, we have like a serious problem on our hands in Uganda because there are 5 guys from our national team that just like didn't come back on the plane.
Jeez.
And I was hysterically belly laughing at the bar for about an hour, thinking about like 5 guys just randomly from like fucking the middle of Uganda, just roaming around the streets of San Diego, being like, "Yeah, I ain't going back to Uganda, bro."
Yeah, it's like this place is awesome. Yeah, it's sick.
Well, I found that very
Dude, that's
funny.
literally what the Cuban baseball players do when they come and do
Right.
the World Baseball Classic, dude. That's
I was
fucking crazy.
crying laughing hearing that. I was like, "That's the funniest thing I've ever."
So, like,
heard.
you might know some of these guys that did this.
I'm sure I've definitely met some of them if it's the same guys from 5 years ago.
Right.
It's oh my god, and
That's fucking
so funny. He's like, yeah, they just like didn't come home. I'm like, honestly, like, good for them, bro. You know, like enjoy your time in Cali. See how long you can stay.
Yeah, they're winning. That's crazy. I'm kind of like bring it kind of back full circle here and touch back into the Barstool stuff. So you are doing social for several shows, like you said, mostly on the gambling. So what are your goals like within Barstool? Like, is it just promote the brand the best you
fucking
can?
dude.
And...
Are you reading off my phone? My
No.
last question was, what's your future goals? Which shows do you want to work for or whatever? Goddamn,
There you
kid.
go.
Yeah.
we know each other, I guess. That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean, I guess the answer to that is kind of it's a little bit of it's changed over the past like kind of 5-6 months with everything that's kind of happened. So I mean, the Chicago move has been awesome. Like obviously the office is fucking bananas. But I mean, there's a kind of a much like when I got to, so I'll start from the beginning. Like when I got to New York and started working, like it was a very big enterprise in terms of the social team. Like it's still decently sized, but like there was a lot of people. So like there wasn't a lot of stuff to like do outside of what you were hired to do. Like now that we've moved to Chicago and there's like there's probably 6 of us that work exclusively on social in Chicago. And like, that is going to allow us, and that's kind of what I see the next couple of years happening is like to really kind of expand and branch off into other things. So like not like, not to be like, okay, I really want to do XYZ, but like, it's more of the fact of like, okay, like today we need something to do this. Like, does anybody have time or do you want to do this? Like, there's going to be a lot more opportunity to kind of jump in on stuff, which is what I want to do is kind of touch a lot of different things. And I think the Chicago thing is just everybody's going to be able to kind of interweave and touch different stuff, which is going to be really awesome. And obviously like the office is fucking crazy.
Yeah, sick. Yeah.
I
have to plan a trip down there. I'm not too far north now.
It is really fucking cool. And they did a really good job. And like, there's going to be so much cool stuff that happened. And we're just like sort of figuring it out right now. And as the months go by, like, I think we're going to kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm where people know like how to utilize the space the best way possible. But when that starts to happen, like stuff's going to really start popping. And I think work's going to be a lot more fun than it was in New York when there was kind of clogged up stuff. But like the Chicago office, I think is going to open a lot of doors for people. And, that's kind of what I envision for me and everybody else the next couple of years.
Yep, as long as All Business Pete keeps the Wi-Fi going, that's going to be.
He's done a great job. I mean, there's been very few problems in Chicago. I think
it's true.
New York might need a little bit of a lifeline, but Chicago.
Oh, I'm kind of just playing off what he just said too, because like you just said, like it's going to open up more opportunities. Like you're now a part of the Yak Challenge. Like I don't know if you saw the Yak.
Oh right, yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if it was yesterday. Was it yesterday where Connor Griffin had to jump in for you?
And he played his heart out.
Yeah,
he looked great.
He actually did really well. Yeah, I will say he did very well. But it was in my head, I was like, when the ball went through his legs, I was like, Malasek would have had that. But he definitely was like on the floor though. That one that you saved that was like between your legs, like when your legs crossed and you caught it like crossed between your legs, dude. Big Cat was like, holy shit, what a save! Whatever. That was insane. That's what I was like. Okay, this dude is not about to just let something go by. So
for the next one, I have
really cool.
I have purchased a little bit of a surprise for the next one. So the next time we do that, there's a little bit of a fun rift that I've purchased for myself for that. So
there you go.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Awesome.
I feel like I'm surprised they haven't just put you in the beer goggles so they could score faster. That's what I thought they were gonna do
Dude.
after you were saving all the shots. But
the beer have you guys ever tried them? Like just in
Like
general?
back in school, like when
Dude,
they bring it in and tell
if
you
you
not
are
to
that
drink.
drunk, if you're that drunk, like say your goodbyes. Like
Right,
I've
yeah,
never
you're
been
dead.
that drunk in my life where the beer goggle, like you got to be blowing like a 0.6 to be that drunk with the drunk goggles on. It's bananas how bad the vision is in that thing. Also, Titus.
well,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, do you think that but do you think that like because you're sober and you put them on, you're like, oh my God, this is insane. And then like if you're drunk, you're like
No,
kind of just
dude,
with it and you're like, all right,
That's
yeah,
like
I'm
it's like
fucked up.
fucking thing with those things on. I've never been that drunk in my life.
I don't know what those
goggles
I don't know what
make
those ones look like. I just remember when I was like Jonathan said, when I was in school, I had like they look like Ray-Bans. You just put them on like sunglasses, but then like you were like, whoa, what the fuck? Like it
No,
was
these are
like
like ski
all
goggles that
dizzy and
make
shit,
you
whatever.
like it's like
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like they're like a blindfold basically with like a little bit of like light poking. They're horrible. Oh,
Right.
I'm very excited to see what they come out with for Monday for the Cyber Monday like bowl because they're gonna have all these
Hell
like,
yeah.
drunk-
It's gonna be
and
awesome.
playing basketball with drunk goggles on sounds like the worst punishment maybe known to man. Those sound miserable to play in.
And possible rollerblades as well, because
I
that
would
could
rather
be
do that.
dangerous.
I'm a hockey guy. I would much rather play with rollerblades on than the
But what if
drunk
you have to do both?
Then
Yeah, and then you're
someone's gonna
screwed.
die if they have to do both. If you're rollerblading around with those,
That's what I
things on,
said. Injuries are about to happen.
we're gonna have to like sign a waiver.
They're gonna use the bonus money. The bonus money is gonna go to hospital bills instead of the producer.
Yeah, we were gonna pay you all a little split of the money, but Malasek broke both of his femurs rollerblading around in the drunk goggles. So we gotta
Yeah, we got to get him fixed up before 2028.
exactly. Oh my god, that's gonna be a good time Monday. I'm excited. Also, your boy went 1 overall. How about that?
There you
Did
go.
not stack up, but that felt good.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure that's not just because Titus
Hell yeah!
knows.
I was about.
You know, like Titus probably has only seen me do anything athletic, and that's probably why he picked me first. But
Yeah,
like,
that's it.
it felt good.
I was just gonna say he picked who he thought. Yeah, he was picking athletes. When he sees you fucking diving all over the floor,
Right,
he's like,
yeah.
"Hell yeah, dude, this is my guy."
I'm a horrible basketball player, but I think that is the last concern for this challenge on Monday. I think that basketball is going to be.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be much basketball at all.
Right. So I mean, I'll say it was a smart pick because it was me, but like, I have no idea, to be honest.
No, we're looking forward to that and all the content that's going to come out of that Chicago office. I mean, like you said, it's a playground with a bunch of big kids, basically.
Yeah, I mean, Jerry After Dark was electric.
It was awesome.
I
Yeah, it
couldn't
was
stop
great.
watching.
So did I.
The way he just wheezed
literally-
afterwards too.
And it was like you knew he was playing up some of the shit, but it was like it was still the funniest thing ever. Like I was just dying. I literally stayed up I gave myself a haircut literally just watching it last night because I was like, I'm just gonna stay up, so I might as well cut my hair. Like I was just like, I watched it for hours, dude.
He's a good guy. Yeah, it's a good. Jerry's got a good crew. You know, Jerry and Rico are very much alike, where they have their armies, right?
Mhm.
But I think, and you know, Rico has his guys at the company, and Jerry has his guys, and I don't know how whose side you're on, but I think it's a great little rivalry that they got going, and I'm not picking a side.
Yeah, I will not.
I'm not picking it.
Well, maybe
Even
I'll
if I
pick
had
Rico because
it's
he
pretty obvious
might come on the show.
what side I'd pick.
Right? No, I can
Yeah,
tell from your background, but
Yeah, that's
no.
good. That's good. Yeah. I'm Rico. He's Jerry. This way we're split.
Yeah, and I'm right in
Partial
the
breakdown. Very.
two guys. I'm right in the
Yeah,
middle.
there you go.
There you go.
No, but I work with Jerry a bunch and Rico. Rico and I have done some stuff together too. So big fan of both those guys.
Yeah, we love the big personality guys.
How long have you guys been doing this? I'm curious because this is like an awesome idea for you guys. Like, because I mean, people are very obviously welcoming and down to come on, but like to do a show about shows is like a very meta concept. So when did you guys come up with this, and how long have you been doing it? I'm very curious to know about that.
Yeah,
It started. We went to Chicago. You go ahead, Frankie.
No, yeah, I was just gonna say it kind of is Stoolie Wednesday, but in podcast form. Like me and Neil had been talking about this for a long time about how like he was like, dude, Stoolie Wednesday could be a podcast. Now we bring up a bunch of people and it's kind of chaotic up there sometimes. So me and Jonathan met in Chicago at the Dozen finale and got a little sauced up, a little high noonies in us, and
Yeah, with
we were
everybody,
like
though. That
fucking
was
around,
kinda-
fucking around with Roan, fucking around with Max and Rico, and like all the boys were there. And we were just like, holy shit, this is sick. And we were like, I was just like, dude, we got to do this. And I think actually the funniest part was Jonathan's mom had like, we like met up with her at some point and she was like around
she
us and she
drove
was like,
down.
I would listen to a podcast with you guys. I don't even fucking know Barstool or whatever. So I was
Yeah.
like, dude, we got to fucking do this, man. Like, let's get
It
this
was-
done. So
She said that, you know,
started July, right?
Cruz Oxenrider. So we were hanging out with him like at the end of the night. So it was me, Cruz, and Frankie, and my mom in an Uber. And I think we were just like debating about sports. And then that's when my mom dropped that. But yeah, no, I mean, once we got to meet all the guys and, you know, it was, and then Frankie and I kind of meshed right away too. It was like, you know what, like, let's just fucking start it before someone else does. The way that I see it is like ESPN got covered by so many outlets before and shows came off of that covering like what goes down at ESPN. Barstool Sports has reached this pinnacle, you know, to where the company's been sold multiple times, bought back multiple times. And so why not cover that and like what goes on there and have a little fun with it, try to get to know like the people's history and like how they got into it, like what made them fall in love with it. Like I would have never guessed that Fasuli got into Barstool by, you know, guess that ass. And now I know that because we had him on. So like you learn shit like that, like how it all started with people. And like, you know, when we had on Nikki the Good, he was saying he was just reading blogs, like every blog that would drop. So like you learned a lot like about those people.
It's awesome. It's very, very cool.
Yeah. And it's like, I at first, like we had talked about it and like I had said to Jonathan, like, okay, well, this is how we'll set it up. We'll talk about this and we'll do this. And like in the beginning episodes, we do that where we talk about like all the shows that we want, that we listen to and, you know, all this stuff. And then like the most recent episodes, you know, Jonathan moved and got a new job where, you know, he's like the GM of a like a bar. So he's fucking working nights and shit. And I'm a teacher. So we're on like separate times. So the most recent episodes, we've been doing like fastest 2 minutes at Barstool or at the dozen. And then we'll throw in like our beast, our least, you know, the beef for the week and all that stuff that we've done. And, you know, just throw that out there. But when we have an interview like this, like I'm like not even worried about what we put out content wise. Cause I think people like want to just hear from people like you and, you know, Che and, you know what I mean? It's just cool. And plus now this is perfect. Like I said, we got our clip because I'm just going to be putting out your dream threesome with dudes. There was a couple others too.
Yeah. Just tweet out a photo
in my head,
of him.
you were saying that, you were answering that, and in my head, I'm just like, I can't wait for Nick to bring this up on the Yak, even though there's no way he listens to this show. But in my head, I'm like, God, we got to get this clip somehow. We got to get this out there.
And Nicky Clicky's DM'd me that he said he loves what we're doing. So, you know, there's people that watch and like I've gained follows. Like I told you the other day, like Will Compton followed me and Nicky followed me. Like the people like it. Barstool guys like it. So
for sure.
I gotta start catching some W's, man, because like I keep doing the gay threesomes and everything. I gotta start putting out good stuff that, you know, people want to talk about.
No, we talked about it, dude. You are now a part of the Yak Challenge. That's your first dub, and you're the fucking goalie of the fucking year in there. So take that, and it's just gonna, you're just gonna keep. Yeah, dude, you're just gonna keep growing them up. Watch on Monday. They're gonna do some sort of goalie challenge. No, you watch. You wait till Monday. You're gonna get some sort of goalie challenge or some shit, and you're gonna be the fucking guy that no one can get it past.
All right.
It's knock
I appreciate
knock on wood real quick.
Feels good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just said that, and they're gonna do like a one shot for 100,000, and you're gonna fucking not save it or something. You're like, fuck, dude, that guy jinxed me on Barstool Breakdown. Actually, definitely say that if that's the case.
I don't have anything.
You got anything else, Jonathan?
No, I don't. I don't have anything else for you, but we do appreciate you coming on, especially the, you know, Thanksgiving Eve, or now it is Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And keep producing the good stuff, man, because we love all the content that comes out of it. And maybe, like, you know, in the future, give soap a try. We could talk about it.
Well, I did give soap a try. So, no, but I appreciate it. You know, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I appreciate you guys having me on. Very fun.
For sure, bro. Viva.
All right. Welcome back. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview. Unbelievable goalie, Jake Malesek. It was an unbelievable interview that we got with him. We got to meet his dog. Fun little time there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Now we're just going to go straight into our final segment, which is the dozen. So let's get it. Start with NFL. Brett Favre's final playoff game was an NFC Championship game, lost in overtime against their team during 2009-2010. Saints, right? And that was the
Vikings Saints.
I know it's the Saints. Okay, I was gonna say that was when he lost. My buddy's a Vikings fan, so I kind of knew that one too. Because also I'm a Jets fan, so that was around the time when we were decent. Tyrod Taylor played for 3 Orange Bowls during this time at this ACC school, Virginia Tech. I'm
Yep.
a Miami fan. I know that for a fact. That's good. 2 for 2 that I knew right away. Last reliever to win the National League Cy Young Award was this Dodgers closer in 2003. Eric Gagne. Dude, are you kidding me? I know all these.
I'm crushing them.
Do you know that one?
No. 03? Fuck no.
I knew that. I thought I might be wrong there for a second, but hell yeah. The word basement was part of the name of this off-price sister store of this brand of American department stores that went out of business during the 2000s, 2010s.
Or basement?
What?
Sounds like Macy's, but Macy's is still
Part of
around, isn't it?
off. Right. Is like Albertsons.
Albertsons is
I know
good, but were they a
Albertsons went out of
department
business,
store?
but
They were like a grocery store, though.
no, it was like a food store. Yeah, I don't know. Basement. Is it like Bed Bath and Beyond? They just went out. No, but they went out of business during the 2000s. I have no idea. Just give me a guess because I have no idea.
I thought it was like the only like Macy's sounds like a basement place, but they're open still, aren't they?
I think let's just put Macy's. We don't fucking know, so let's just put it. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Nothing. We never get this shit. Ah, that's Sarah Jessica Parker. Oh, and that's Daniel Craig, dude.
Yeah, Daniel
Right?
Craig's obvious. Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Is that Sarah Jessica Parker? Do you agree with that?
I can't really see her face.
And Sarah Jessica Parker, that's right? That's who that is?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her. I'm going with it.
Yeah, it's definitely Daniel Craig.
Let's go. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I never get those, really. Launched in 2013, George Clooney is one of the founders of this American tequila company, Casamigos.
Casamigos, yeah.
Right? That's my...
Yeah, because someone used to tell me it was
Yeah,
like
it was-
fucking LeBron that was
How do you
involved in
spell it?
Casamigos.
Oh,
I was like, no, that's George
Casamigos.
Clooney.
Yeah, the only reason I know it is because my best friend's wife loves Casamigos, and she's like, George Clooney's hot. It's like, yeah, okay.
It's a solid tequila.
Television. Jason Lee played a small-time thief who tries to reform his ways after winning $100,000 lottery ticket and learning about karma in this NBC sitcom from 2005-2009. Who's Jason Lee?
No fucking clue.
Is it like All About the Benjamins or some shit?
NBC sitcom. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't watch TV like that, and especially from 05 to 09, I wouldn't have been watching the NBC shows. No clue.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
I don't know.
All right,
who
I'm
the
gonna
fuck
do All
Jason
About
Lee
the
is.
Benjamins.
Sure.
Oh, fuck, they don't even have All About the... All right, All About the Washingtons. That sounds good.
Boom. Nailed it.
Fuck. That would have been sick if that was right. All right, movies. Justin Long starred in this. That's who I was thinking of, was Justin Long. Starred in this 2001 horror film in which a brother and sister get hunted down by an ancient creature that wakes up every 23 years to feast on human parts for 23 days.
I would guess something with 23 in the title, but no clue.
Nope. It's like a...
No fuck.
Fuck. I've literally never seen it, but I know... Oh my God. I want to say that it was like one of my best friends in high school. His sister was obsessed with this movie. Fuck. I don't know.
Your guess is
horror
good.
film in 2001.
I don't even know who Justin Long is.
I feel like they're not going to put 23 in the title. No, because it wasn't the number 23. All right, let's take a guess here. Let's start with G. Nope.
Feast.
Start with M-E. Dangerous Method. Sounds good.
Perfect.
Damn it.
Nailed it.
Last one, music. Actor and writer Donald Glover. What?
It's also known as Childish Gambino.
Sorry. Actor and writer. Yeah. Do we want to double dip?
No, because I don't know any of those.
10, 6 out of 9.
Yeah, 6 out of 9. Shout outs to Finer, 69, favorite number, favorite position. That's our score on the dozen. Another great week
right.
here on the breakdown, though. Fucking, it's good to be back. Good to get the whole show in, and have an interview included. So, it's always good to be on the breakdown.
Absolutely. Viva.
It's the Barstool Breakdown. Go ahead and give it to me. Breakdown. Let's listen to those guys. Breakdown. What's happening at Barstool this week? Breakdown.